a while before you start to work?
It works good for my digestion, ma'am.
Now stop being embarrassed because you asked for breakfast. That's nothing.
I've never done it before.
What's the difference? You probably never had cherry pie for breakfast before.
Well, that's right, ma'am. I didn't.
You're gonna be awfully hot working in that jacket.
Oh, my shirt's awful dirty, ma'am.
I'll wash it while you're burning the trash.
I sure would like to feel clean. Would anybody object?
Of course not. You're a man. What's the difference?
If you ever break a window, you'll hear me.
Go back to bed and tell your pretty sister to come out. It's no fun looking at you. I'm talking to you, goon face.
Oh, you ornery bastard. You take that back.
Listen to her. She cusses just like a man.
I'll kill you, you ornery bastard. I'll kill you! Ah!
Look at Mrs. Tarzan. Look at Mrs. Tarzan.
Who's making all this noise?
Hi, Madge.
Hi, Bobber.
I hope I didn't wake you, Madge, or bother you or anything.
Of course not.
Hey, Madge. A bunch of us guys are chipping in on a hot rod. Radio and everything. I get it every Friday night.
I'm not one of those girls that jump in a hot rod every time you boys turn a corner and hum.
Alan Seymour sends her flowers every time they go out.
I can't send you flowers, baby, but I can send you.
Listen to him, bragging.
Well, let me pick you up some night after Seymour brings you home.
That wouldn't be fair to Alan, would it? We go steady. Don't you know what steady means?
You would.
I seen you riding around in his Cadillac like you was a duchess. Why do good-looking girls have to be so stuck on themselves?
I'm not stuck on myself. You take that back, Bomber Gutzel.
Let me pick you up some night. We'll get some cans of beer.
Hey, why don't you leave her alone?
Come on, Madge, give a guy a break.
On your way, lover boy. Who are you? What's that matter? I'm bigger than you are.
Go peddle your papers, okay? Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Well, hey, kid. You got a smoke?
You working for Mrs. Potts?
But yeah, I'm doing a few odd jobs around the yard.
She give you breakfast?
Yeah.
Young man, this is my house and these are my daughters.
They are?
Is there something you want?
Well, I'm just loafing, ma'am.
This is a busy day for us. You better run along.
It's your house, lady. You're their mother.
Has Helen Potts taken in another tramp? I don't see why he's a tramp just because Mrs. Potts gave him breakfast. I'm going to speak to her about the way she takes in every Tom, Dick, and Harry. He wasn't doing any harm. Yeah, I bet he'd like to. Have you called Alan this morning? No, I haven't had time. Well, he's coming by soon to take us swimming. They're expecting a big crowd at the park tonight, so you better tell him to ask his father to reserve us a table. And tell him to do it close to the river, next to a Dutch oven. He'll think I'm being bossy. Alan doesn't mind if a woman's bossy. Whenever I hear that train coming into town, I always get such a feeling of excitement in here.
Whenever I hear it, I tell myself that someday I'm going to get on that train and I'm going to go to New York.
That train only goes as far as Tulsa.
Well, in Tulsa, I'll catch another train.
Well, I always wonder. Maybe some wonderful person is getting off here, just by accident. And he'll come into the dime store for something and see me behind the counter. And he'll study me very strangely. And then decide I'm just the person they're looking for in Washington to carry on an important job in the espionage department. Or maybe he wants me for some great medical experiment. Those things don't happen in dime stores. Madge. Mary, could you take the newspaper in, please?
Aww.
Did you have a good time on your date with Alan last night?
Uh-huh.
What'd you do?
We went over to his house and played some of his classical records.
Then what'd you do?
Drove over to Cherryvale and had some barbecue.
Madge, does Alan ever get romantic?
When we drive over to Cherryvale, we always park the car by the river.
Do you let him kiss you? I mean, after all, you've been going together all summer.
Of course I let him.
Well, does Alan ever want to go beyond kissing? Mom. Look, I'm your mother, for heaven's sakes. These things need to be talked about. Does he?
Well, yes.
Well, does he get mad if you won't?
No.
He doesn't.
He doesn't get mad.
Oh, well, do you like it when he kisses you?
Yes.
You don't sound very enthusiastic.
Well, what do you expect me to do? Pass out every time Alan puts his arm around me?
No, you don't have to pass out, but it seems to me you can...
What?
Here, Madge. Hold this dress up in front of you. Oh, it'd be awfully nice to be married to Alan. You'd have charge accounts at all the stores, automobiles, cars. You'd be invited by all his friends to parties in their homes and at the country club.
Mom, I don't feel right with those people.
What do you mean? You're just as good as they are. My father was in the state legislature and my mother's family.
I know, Mom, but all of Alan's friends talk about colleges and trips to Europe. I feel left out.
Well, you've just got to get over those feelings. Now, Alan's going back to school in a few weeks. There won't be many more opportunities like tonight at the picnic. You better get busy.
Busy what?
Madge, a pretty girl doesn't have long, just a few years when she's the equal of kings and she can walk out of a shanty like this and live in a palace with a doting husband who'll spend his life trying to make her happy.
Suppose.
Because once she was young and pretty. If she loses that chance, she might just as well throw all her prettiness away.
I'm only 18.
And next summer, you'll be 19, and then 20, and then 21, and then 40.
Everyone around here gets to dress up and go places, except for me.
Alan said he'd try to find you a date for the picnic tonight.
I don't want Alan asking any of those crazy boys in town to take me anywhere.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Madge,
You shut up!
that was mean. They'll be dancing at the pavilion tonight. Millie should have a date too.
If she wants a date, why doesn't she dress up and act decent?
Because I'm gonna dress and act the way I want to. And if you don't like it, you know what you can do.
Always complaining because she doesn't have any friends, but she smells so bad people don't want to be near her.
Oh, la-di-da. Madge is the pretty one. But she's so dumb they almost had to burn the schoolhouse down just to get her out of it.
That's not so.
Oh, isn't it? You never would have graduated if it hadn't been for Jumpin' Jeter.
Well, who's Jumpin' Jeter?
Teaches history. All the kids in his class call him Jumpin' Jeter because the pretty girls make him so jumpy. And he was flunking Madge until she went into his room and cried. I just don't know what I'll do if I don't pass history.
Mom, she's making that up.
Like fun I am. Madge, you couldn't even pass Miss Sydney's course in shorthand, and that's why you have to work at the dime store.
Millie.
You are a goon.
Madge, you slut! I'll take that back!
Oh, Madge! Oh! Girl, stop! It's stop it! Oh, what will the neighbors say?
Well, she just can't call me names and get by with it.
You called her worse names.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't hurt when names I call her because she's pretty.
Poor Millie.
That's all I hear. Poor Millie. And poor Millie won herself a scholarship for 4 whole years of college.
A girl like Millie can need confidence in other ways.
Mom,
Yes?
do you love Millie more than me?
Of course not.
Why do you act as if you did?
Madge. Madge, listen to me. You were the firstborn. Oh, your father thought the sun rose and set in you. Oh, he used to carry you up on his shoulders for the whole neighborhood to see. When Millie came along, things were different.
How?
They were just different. Your father wasn't home much of the time then. He'd found other things. The night Billy was born, he was out with a bunch of his wild friends at the roadhouse.
Was he sorry?
Yes, he was always sorry. I always forgave him. Our life was a succession of fights and endearments.
Anyway, you loved him.
What if I did? It takes a lot more than love to keep people happy.
Mom,
Yes?
what good is it to be pretty?
Well, pretty things are rare in this life.
But what good are they?
Well, pretty things like flowers and sunsets and rubies and pretty girls too. They're like billboards telling us that life is good.
But where do I come in?
What do you mean?
Maybe I get tired being looked at.
Madge, don't talk so selfish.
I don't care if I am selfish. It's no good just to be pretty. It's no good.
Ma'am, is it alright if I build a fire?
What? Oh,
The nice lady said it's a hot enough day already and maybe you'd object. So how about it, ma'am? Mind a little fire?
no, I don't mind.
I didn't think you would.
He's got no shame. He just moves right in whether you want him to or not.
I knew you wouldn't like him when I first saw him.
Do you?
I don't like him or dislike him. I just wonder what he's like.
I know what he's like.
Anyone mind if an old maid school teacher joins their company?
Morning, Rosemary.
Mail come yet?
No mail today. It's Labor Day.
Oh, I forgot. I thought I might be getting a letter from that man I met at the high school picnic last spring. Been wanting me to marry him ever since. Oh, he's a nice fella and a peck of fun. But I don't have time for any of them when they start getting serious on me.
You school teachers are mighty independent.
Shoot, I've lived this long without a man. I don't see what's to keep me from getting on without one.
What about Howard?
Howard's just a friend boy, not a boyfriend. I smell smoke.
Oh, Helen Potts is having some of her leaves burn. Smells kind of good, don't you think?
Who's the young man?
Oh, just another no good Helen Potts took in.
Mrs. Owens. He's over there working naked as an Indian. I don't think that's right in the presence of ladies.
Millie, get it out here.
Oh, gee whiz. I go swimming every day and the boys don't have on half as much as he has on now.
Swimming's different.
Hey, Madge,
What?
can I borrow your manicure set? Just for kicks.
You promise not to get it messy.
Look at the way he's showing off.
Who does he think is interested?
What's that you're rubbing in?
Pencilla 3-way tissue cream. Makes a good base for your makeup.
There's an article in the Reader's Digest about a woman who got skin poisoning from using all that face cream.
Harriet Bristol, she's the American history teacher. She got a hold of some of that beauty clay last winter and it darn near took her skin off. All we girls thought she had leprosy.
Hey, Madge, how do you paint your right hand
If you were nice to people, maybe people would do something nice for you.
You got a bow, Millie?
No.
Oh, you can't kid me. Girls don't paint their fingernails without a reason.
Would you try this dress on now, Madge?
Are you going to be using the clothesline this morning?
Hi.
How do you do?
Helen! I'm hanging out the clothes, Mama. I'll be right back.
Poor Helen. She told me sometimes she gets up 3 times a night to take her mother to the bathroom.
Why doesn't she put her in an old lady's home?
None of them will take her. She's too mean.
Oh, she must be mean. If that story you told me is true.
Oh, it is true. Helen and the Potts boy ran off together and they got married. Helen's mother found her that very day and had the marriage annulled.
She's Mrs. Potts in name only.
Sometimes I think she keeps the boy's name just to defy the old lady.
Hi, Alan. Oh boy, I'm gonna go grab my suit.
Go see if Madge is decent. Hi, Alan.
Morning, Mrs. Owens, Miss Sydney.
Hello, Ellen. Have you girls seen the handsome young man I've got working for me?
Handsome?
Helen Potts, I wish you'd stop taking in all sorts of riffraff.
That's a riffraff. He's been to several colleges.
Colleges, and he begs for breakfast.
He's working for his breakfast. Alan, he said he knew you at the university. I told him you might be by.
Who? Hey, Alan, you're going swimming soon, right?
You bet.
Alan, why don't you go in and see Madge?
Okay. Hey, Delilah.
Do you think Alan is going to marry Madge?
I hadn't thought much about it.
Oh, it gets so hot and still this time of year. When it gets this way, I'd welcome a good cyclone. Even if it blew everything away.
Not me.
Look at him lift that wash hose with so much tissue paper.
Helen!
I'm visiting Flo, Mama. You don't need me.
What did you feed him?
Biscuits.
Helen Potts, you went to all that trouble?
He was so hungry. I gave him ham and eggs and all the hot coffee he could drink. And then he saw a piece of cherry pie in the icebox and he wanted that too.
Sounds to me like Mrs. Potts has herself a new boyfriend.
I don't think that's very funny.
Oh, shoot, Mrs. Potts, I'm just a
I
chase.
could sit on my own porch, but I hate for the neighbors to see me there all alone. I like to sit over here where there's young people coming and going.
Mrs. Potts, if I've said anything to offend you...
Both bride and groom. How does it feel, Madge? I mean, the dress.
I love it, Mom. It's a little tight right back here.
Wasn't Madge the pretty one?
What are you reading, Millie?
Oh, it's the Ballad of the Sad Cafe. It's wonderful.
Mrs. Owens, you allow your daughter to read filthy books like that?
Filthy.
Everyone in it is some sort of degenerate.
Well, that's not so.
It was banned from the library.
I don't read much.
Millie, give me that book.
No.
Mrs. Owens, that book is on the reading list at the college.
What's a person to believe?
Well, those college professors don't have any morals.
Where Millie comes by her tastes, I'll never know.
Some of the pictures she has over her bed scare me.
Those pictures are by Picasso, and he's a great artist.
A woman with 7 eyes, very pretty.
Pictures don't have to be pretty.
I don't see what
No, stay here. He must have had a gun. Oh no, Helen, come back. Your mother's old. She has to go soon anyway.
Oh, what happened out here, young man?
Gee, ma'am, I don't know. I just lit this stuff and the whole thing went out. So that guy looks like... No, it couldn't be.
Oh, what a shame. She'll have to do her whole laundry over again.
What was that model in it?
Yeah, I guess so.
I was a bad girl.
What is it?
I threw a brand new bottle of cleaning fluid into the trash this morning.
Oh, Madge, let's finish that dress.
Good Lord, I've got to be getting dressed.
Millie, come help me. The young man ran to the clothesline and trying to get away.
Sure.
You go ahead, young man. Millie, we'll take care of this.
Gee, I'm awful sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to.
It's all right. Millie will help me.
It is! King! Oh, the lady said he'd be around. Hal Carter! I was coming to see you. How's the old outboard motor? You want to ride? All gassed up? Yeah. That used to wake up the whole damn fraternity. Well, the last time I saw you, you were on your way to Hollywood to become a movie hero. Oh, that. What do you mean, oh, that? Isn't that what I loaned you $100 for? Sure, Seymour. Well, what happened? Things just didn't work out, that's all. I tried to warn you, Hal. Every year, some talent scout promised screen tests to all the big athletes. Oh, I got the test okay. I was about to have a big career. They were gonna call me Brush Carter. How do you like that? Yeah? Yeah, they took a lot of pictures of me with my shirt off, real rugged. Then they dressed me up like the Foreign Legion. No kidding. Then they put me in a pair of tights. Those pants that fit you down here like a glove. And then they gave me a big hat with a plume and had me poking at things with swords. Ha! Touche, mug! It was real crazy. Did they give you any lines to read? Yeah, that part went okay. It was my teeth. Your teeth? Yeah. Out there you gotta have a certain kind of teeth or they can't use you.
Don't ask me why. This babe said they'd have to pull all my teeth and give me new ones.
Wait a
to match
minute,
up.
what babe?
Well, the babe that got me the screen test. She wasn't a babe exactly. She was kind of beat up. But not bad.
Uh-huh. What are you doing here?
Well, I came to see you.
Yeah, why?
Well, you see, after Hollywood, I got a job on a ranch in Nevada. Seymour, you'd have been proud of me. In bed every night at 10, up every morning at 6. No liquor, no babes, I saved up $200.
Oh, you came to pay me back.
Well, Seymour, I was gonna. But I got rolled.
Rolled? You?
Yeah, and by 2 babes. See, I was gonna hitchhike down to Texas to try my luck. I got as far as Phoenix when 2 babes pull up in this big, yellow convertible. And this one babe, she slams on the brakes and she hollers, "Get in, stud!" So I got in. Seymour, it was crazy. They had a shaker full of martinis right there in the car.
Oh, you boys talking over old times. Millie helped me ice the cake.
Any more work, ma'am?
No, I feel more than paid for the breakfast.
Suppose there's any place I could wash up?
Oh, yeah. We got a shower in the basement. Come on, I'll show you.
He'll be there in a minute. Okay, so they had a shaker full of martinis right in the car.
One of these babes was smoking the weed.
Nothing like that ever happens to me. Well, go on with the story.
Seymour, you won't believe it. The things these 2 babes started doing to me.
Were they good looking?
What do you care?
Makes the story more interesting. Tell me what you did exactly.
Well, you know me, Seymour. I'm an agreeable guy.
Sure.
So, when they took me to this tourist cabin, I said, "Okay, girls, if I gotta pay for the ride, well, you know, they must have thought I was King Kong."
Wait, you mean you... Both of them?
Sure.
Golly.
Then I said, "Okay, girls, this party's over. Let's get going." And this dame on the weed, she sticks a gun in my back. She says, "This party's going on until we say it's over, Buck." You'd have thought she was Humphrey Bogart.
What happened?
Well, finally, I passed out. When I woke up, the dames were gone, and so was my $200. I went to the police, and they wouldn't believe me. They said my story was wishful thinking. How do you like that? I'm telling you, Seymour, women are getting desperate. Well, that about did it. Then I thought, what's a poor bastard like me ever gonna do?
You don't sound to me like you'd had such a bad life.
Then I got thinking of you, Seymour. At school, they always had things under control.
Me?
Yeah! Never cut classes, understood the lectures, took notes. It's so funny.
The one authentic hero the university had, and he envied me?
Yeah, big hero, but just between the goalposts. Seymour, you're the only guy in the whole fraternity ever treating me like a human being.
I know.
Those other phonies always watching to see if I use a singular instead of a
just
plural.
imagine
Oh, in a
that.
pig's eye I did.
Why do you feel you're any worse than everybody else?
Maybe I'll tell you someday.
Your father drinks. So what? It happens in the best of families.
He died in jail, Seymour. Last time they scraped him up off the sidewalk.
Gee, Hal, I'm awfully sorry to hear that.
The old lady wouldn't even come across to the dough for the funeral. They had to bury him in Pauper's Row.
What about the filling station?
Oh. Well, he left it to me in his will, but the old lady wanted it so bad she was going to have him declared insane. So I let her have it. Who needs it?
Yeah. When did you get into town?
This morning on a freight.
Why didn't you come to see me right away?
I didn't want to walk into your palatial mansion looking like a bum.
That wouldn't have made any difference.
Just wanted to pick up some extra change and buy a new shirt. I was hoping that maybe you and your old man, between you, might fix me up with a job.
What kind of job, Hal?
What kind of jobs you got?
What did you have in mind?
Oh, something in a nice office somewhere where I can wear a tie and have a sweet little secretary. and talk over the telephone about enterprises and things. I've always had the feeling, if I just had the chance, I could set the world on fire.
Maybe you could, Hal, but for the time being, you've got to be content to work hard and be patient.
Yeah, that's something I gotta learn. Patience.
Hey, Miss Potts Sinclair is hiring new men, aren't they?
Yes, Alan Carey wants 100 men for the pipeline.
How about the pipeline, Hal?
Great. Great. Where's that shower?
Isn't he a nice man?
Is this a private party I'm crashing?
My, you're dressed.
It's my new fall outfit. Got it in Kansas City. Paid $22.50 for the hat.
You school teachers do have nice things.
Well, we don't have to ask anybody when we want to get them either.
Ooh. Being here for lunch today, Rosemary?
No, there's a welcome home party down at the hotel. Lunch and bridge for the new girls on the faculty.
Mom, can I go swimming? Who fixed lunch? I've got a million things to do today.
Well, it wouldn't kill Millie if she ever did any cooking.
No, but it might kill the rest of us.
Rosemary, let's get going, girls. Don't want to be late. You'll love Rosemary Sydney. She's a petrified. Irma Cronkite, what are you saying about me? Rosemary Sydney. Oh, Cronkite, how was your vacation?
I worked like a slave, but I had fun too. I don't care if I never get that master's. I'm not going to be a slave all my life.
She's been telling me about all the wicked times she had in New York, and not at Teachers College, if I may add.
Kid, this is Christine Schoenwalder taking Mabel Fremont's place in feminine hygiene.
How do you do, Christine?
Been a hot summer, Mrs. Owens.
Oh, terrible.
Delighted to know you, Christine. Welcome back, Irma.
And this is Mrs. Owens, Christine Schoenwalder.
Are you working now, Madge?
Yes. Oh, Madge took a job downtown this summer, just to keep busy.
Mrs. Owens, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine, Hal Carter. Hal is a fraternity brother.
See?
A fraternity brother? Really? Well, any friend of Alan's is a friend of ours.
Thanks, ma'am. Glad to make your acquaintance.
Hal, don't you have a shirt?
Oh, I washed it, and it isn't dry yet.
Yeah. It was all sweaty.
Oh. Well, girls, we better get a hustle on. Oh, well, why don't you tell them about what happened in New York, kid?
Oh, I went to the Stork Club.
How did you get to the Stork Club?
See if there was this fellow in my education.
I knew there was a man.
No, girl, it was nothing serious. He was just a good sport, that's all. We made a bet that the one who made the lowest grade on the final had to take the other to the Stork Club, and I lost the bet. Come on.
Oh.
I should think they'd smother in all those clothes.
Say, Hal, would you like to go swimming?
Why not?
Well, let's ask the young man on the picnic. He'd be a date for Millie.
Oh, well, that's right, but...
Oh, young man. Flo and I are having a picnic tonight at the park for the young people. Will you come too and be an escort for Millie?
Picnic?
Uh-huh.
Oh, gee, ma'am. I don't think it's right me barging in this way.
Nonsense. A picnic's no fun without lots and lots of young people.
Hal, I want you to meet Madge.
Oh, we've met already. That is, we saw each other.
Yeah. We saw each other.
Hal notices every beautiful girl. Well, you're the most beautiful girl in town, aren't you? The Chamber of Commerce voted her Queen of Niwala last year.
What?
Niwala. Niwala is Halloween spelled backwards.
Every year they have a big coronation ceremony in Memorial Hall.
And Madge had to sit through the whole thing just so they could put a crown on her head.
Yeah?
I got awfully tired.
The Kansas City Star ran color photographs in their Sunday magazine.
Everyone expected me to get real conceited, but I didn't.
You didn't?
Well, it'd be pretty hard to get conceited about those photos.
The color got blurred and they printed my mouth right in the middle of my forehead.
Well, gee, that's too bad.
Come on! Let's go swimming. I'll race you.
Well, isn't your sister going with us?
No, Madge has to stay home and cook lunch.
Do you mean she cooks?
Yeah, he cooks and sews and cleans and does all the things that women are supposed to do. Come on!
On your mark.
I'm on my mark.
Get set.
I'm set!
Go! Go, 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 go!
Okay! That's not fair!
Alan,
Yes?
how did a boy like him get into college?
On a football scholarship. He made a spectacular record in a little high school down in Arkansas.
But fraternity, don't those boys have more breeding?
Maybe, but fraternities like to pledge big athletes for the publicity. Hal could have been all-American.
Ooh, all American.
He only studied. But Mrs. Owens, I know what you're thinking.
Well, how did the other boys feel about him? Was he popular?
They didn't like him, Mrs. Owens. They were pretty rough on him. When he came around, every man on that campus seemed to bristle. When I first met him, I couldn't stand the way he bragged and swaggered and posed all over the place. And then I found out he's done most of the things he says he's done. He's a fabulous character.
Do you like him now, Alan?
Yes, Hal's really a nice guy, believe it or not. We shared the same room until he flunked out. He told me some of the things he was up against as a kid. It was pretty typical.
Is he wild?
Not really. He just Mrs. Owens, if you'd like to withdraw your invitation, I'm sure.
No, Alan, not if you... Does he drink?
A little. But Mrs. Owens, Hal pays attention to me and I'll see he behaves.
I just don't want anything to happen to Millie.
Mom, Millie can take care of herself.
Maybe you're right. Oh, come on, Helen. Dear, why can't things just be simple?
Madge, I'm sorry I have to go back to school this fall. It's Dad's idea.
I'm sure of that.
What? Wasn't Dad nice last night while I was out fixing the drinks?
Oh. Yes, he's always very nice to me. Very polite. Explained how sorry he was he had to go away.
Are you sorry?
Of course. There'll be lots of pretty girls at college.
Honestly, Madge, my entire 4 years I never found a girl I liked.
I don't believe that.
Oh, it's true. They're all so affected. If you wanted a date with them, you had to call them a month in advance.
Really?
Madge, it's sort of hard for me to say this, but I honestly never believed that a girl like you could care for me.
Alan.
I hope you do care for me, Madge.
Hey, Seymour.
What's the matter, Hal? Can't you stand to see anyone else kiss a pretty girl?
What the hell, Seymour?
Will you watch your language?
Alan. It's all right.
I'm sorry. What's the trouble? Look, Seymour, I've never been on a picnic.
Not even when you were a kid?
No.
Well, it's impossible. Everybody's been on a picnic.
Well, not me. I wouldn't go on picnics. I was too busy shooting craps or stealing milk bottles.
You went on the steak fries in the fraternity, didn't you?
Yeah, and you know what they turned out to be?
Well, Miss Potts' picnic won't be quite as primitive.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't know how to behave around all these women.
Sure you would.
But Seymour, these are nice women. What if I say the wrong word, or what if my stomach
You
growls?
are a psycho. Run along. I'll be there in a minute.
Hey, hurry it up, will ya?
See you tonight, Madge.
All right, Alan.
Madge, maybe after we have supper tonight, you and I can get away from the others and take a boat out on the river.
All right, Alan.
I want to see if you look real in the moonlight.
Alan, don't say that.
Why? I don't care if you're real or not. You're the most beautiful thing I ever saw.
Just the same, I'm real.
Hey, Seymour, get the lead out of your pants.